Now, before I talk to you any more about fatherhood and dad, I want to talk to you about the ideal of excellence. And to begin to do that, just a couple of questions. People, how is your life balanced? Think about this. Do you see things more in a negative light than in a positive light? Do you spend more time with a critical spirit than an affirming spirit? Think about that. Do you exercise a disagreeable spirit more than a spirit of cooperation? Think about that. So if that is you on the negative side, and frankly in a crowd this size will be someone, then you need to get ready to refocus your thinking towards excellence. Because, folks, the kind of thinking that you do will determine your actions. What goes on here will come out here. And the impression, and that will determine the impression you make on the rest of us, either positive or negative. Here we go. Here's a verse, should be up on the screen. And again, I'm going to check it out. There it is. And here's one we should all say together. Proverbs 23, verse 7 in the New King James. Here we go. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So get your thinking right. Because if our thinking's not right, our actions will be horrible. Our relationships will be horrible. Philippians 4:8, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. If anything is excellent. These are the things we need to think about. Everyone say excellent. Excellent. Excellence. We're going for excellence. We're going to talk about this in the next few weeks. Today is the excellent ideal of fatherhood. So we're talking about having a mindset of excellence, not of negativity, not of pessimism, not of fault finding, not of any old thing will do, but of excellence. And so Paul writes to Titus, to the pure all things are pure. To the negative, no things are pure. To those who haven't got their thinking right, they'll trip up over everything and find fault with everything and grumble about everything. But to the pure all things are pure, so get your thinking right. Then as a man thinks, so is he, and his thinking will be translated into excellent actions. Not just excellent thinking will come out. Nehemiah 13 verse 13 in the NLT, Nehemiah says, I assigned supervisors for the storerooms. These men had what? Excellent reputations, and it was their job to make honest distributions. Nehemiah said, I picked these guys because they had reputations for honesty and excellence. I chose these guys because I knew I could rely on them to get the job done with excellence. They were excellent thinkers who translated that excellent thinking into excellent actions. Now I want to spend the rest of this message this morning talking about excellent fathering. And it's an ideal. It's an ideal. In terms of excellence, generally, there is the ideal, which needs to be translated into excellent action. And that's generally, we're going to talk about that the next few weeks. And so it is with fathering, there is the ideal of excellent fathering, which then needs to be translated into actual excellent fathering. So here's the ideal of excellent fathering. Ephesians 3:15, Paul writes, I bow before thee, Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. And if you want to know, and dads, every dad here ought to want to know, if you want to know what excellent fathering is, it is found in Father God. It's found in Him. He shows us what excellent fathering is. He is the excellent Father. And so, for those of you who feel you got shortchanged on this, in your upbringing by the biological father who let you down, hey, look to Father God and go home with Him today. He loves you so much. And He will never ever let you down. No matter what you've been through in life, God has not caused the negative and bad things to happen to you. I was talking to someone yesterday, long talk in fact, and she thought that the God that she didn't believe in, by the way, ever struck this? You know, the God you didn't believe in and done some bad things? She thought that the God that she didn't believe in had dealt her a very harsh hand in life. Well, God, see, here's what happened. God has not dealt you a harsh hand. Here's the deal. God has given every human being on the planet free will. And when He did that, that was a big risk, Father God. What kind of decisions will these people make? Not always good ones. But we've got the free will to do that. unfortunately, it's free will that gets us into trouble because of some of the decisions we make are not going to serve us well or the people around us well. Am I right? Of course I am. Listen, let's make it personal. Some of the decisions you make, not just the person around you, not just the ladies, not just your husband. He makes a dumb decision, but so do you. Some of our decisions are not going to fit in with God's plans and purposes and patterns at all. And often they are not wise decisions. And every decision that you make has consequences, good or bad. And when we make unwise decisions, unwise choices, it'll have negative consequences. Adam and Eve in the garden. They can exercise free will. God said, you know, what do you want from Adam's got like, God, what will I have for breakfast? Anything except that tree. What will I have for lunch? Whatever you like, except that tree. What will I have for dinner tonight? Anything you like, except that tree. So Adam and Eve, by free will, chose from that tree that they weren't supposed to choose from, and their choice, their free will, threw all of humanity and all of creation into chaos, so that we suffer, Romans 8, the consequences of bondage to decay. Think about that on the whole planet. Think, what if all these bad things happen on the planet? The consequences of bondage to decay in the whole of creation. Read it in Romans 8 and Genesis chapter 3. The bad things that happen to any individual are the result not only of our own poor choices, but the poor choices of humanity generally. Father God is there to protect us, and to provide for us, and to love us, and to rescue us. In honouring fatherhood today, we are honouring Father God. We had a big prayer meeting this morning. If you've not been to our pre-service prayer meeting on a Sunday, 8:15, 8:45, you need to come. Someone mentioned in their prayer this morning, they read the Sunday Times, I don't get delivered. I can get no bad news on TV, so I just didn't do that. But they mentioned in there was a whole list of honouring fathers, and God was at the top of the list. I think that's pretty cool. Father God, we're here to honour you today. Even the Sunday Times has got that in there, so hey, it's all good. Father God, we're here to honour him today. But see, what God does, he gives us the model, dads, of the ideal fatherhood. Then he gives us proverbial wisdom to enable us to rise to excellent fathering. Proverbial wisdom, here's the first one we should all read together. Proverbs 24 verses 3 and 4. Here we go, let's all together. By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. Rare and beautiful treasures. And so who's building this house? That's my question. Who's building this house and establishing this house and filling all the rooms of this house with rare and beautiful treasures? Well, it's talking about the family. And there are two significant people in this building and establishing that we need to mention. That's Mum and Dad. But today, sorry, Mums, today is not Mother's Day, so we'll just put you over there. We'll come back to you on Mother's Day. I want to focus today on the place of the father in building and establishing, and when it comes to rare and beautiful treasures, that's the decorating in the family, in the home. And it's dad. The picture of building and establishing and decorating a house is designed to get us thinking about the place of the father in building, establishing, and raising a family to honour God and to be a blessing to the community. The more I got into the God thing after I surrendered my life to Christ and I raised 5 kids, I wanted them to honour God. I wanted them to be a blessing to the community. And I tried to do the decoration in that kind of role. Gary Inrig is an author, and his book that I've got on my shelf is titled Quality Friendship. And a great book. It reminds us that the family is the basic laboratory for personal development. Whoa, think about that. That's what he writes. If any one factor influences the character development and emotional stability of an individual, it is the quality of the relationship he or she experiences as a child with both parents. Conversely, if people suffering from severe non-organic emotional illness have one experience in common, it is the absence of a parent through death, divorce, a time-demanding job, or other reasons. A parent's inaccessibility, either physically, emotionally, or both, can profoundly influence a child's emotional health. The family is our basic laboratory for learning and developing two of the most significant things about us: our sense of self-worth and our skills at interpersonal relationships. Many people, he says, are crippled in the area of relationships largely because of their family background. I think about that, and it's so true. I've been in pastoral ministry for 30 odd years, and I've seen it again and again. Our sense of self-worth and our skills at interpersonal relationships. And I think when we get those right, that is, our sense of self-worth in the family, in the community, in the world, in the whole of humanity, when we get our sense of self-worth right and our skills at interpersonal relationships, those are the rare and beautiful treasures that are mentioned in Proverbs 24 verse 4. That's what they are. And the father's role in this is so important. And see, when Pastor Sarah phoned me last night and texted me these pictures of these, you know, where are the tools? I think if we think of Dad as the guy that's down the shed with the tools all the time, that's all he does, arr, arr, arr. And the guy who runs the kids to T-ball, little athletics, and nab Auskick, and that's all he's going to do, I think we've shortchanged the whole role of that. I think we've robbed the family of the possibility of rare and beautiful treasures. Dads need to be involved relationally. They need to be there for this. Let me give you this biblical wisdom on this whole deal. I think this is going to serve us well this morning. 1 Thessalonians 2, 11 and 12, Paul writes about the role of the dad, and it's not down the shed. Hey, it's all right to have a shed. It's all right to do blokey bloke grunting noises every now and again. That's all right. He's got a shed for tools. And I'm glad